the sound? Yeah, okay. Y'all caught me testing the sound out. Give me just a minute here. I'm telling you, sometimes, some mornings, these streams come so fast. You think you have all this time to prepare, and it just get caught up studying and doing all kinds of stuff. Let me see if I can. Anyway, how you guys doing this morning? Hopefully, you're doing really well. I know some of you probably think you know exactly what the stream is about. We're going to talk about some of that stuff, but not as much as you think. But what I will say is, it seems that the going theme is, I mean, the thumbnail that I put up. It's a lot of trickery going on, and not just, like I said, not just the one thing that y'all probably think I'm talking about. It's a number of things going on, but I've talked about. It's funny because I talked about this weeks ago. I'm trying to get these stories in order. Y'all know how it is. But I talked about this weeks ago. How people use, euphorium and hopium to pump certain stuff, and I mean that's even it's down, especially to meme coins and stuff like that. So you really just have to guard yourself and really know what's going on in the market. I try not to make too strong of statements sometimes or whatever, because I don't ever want to sound like a know-it-all, but I do try to make sure I'm at least close to the facts of what's going on, and just making sure, like I say all the time, just making sure that I'm protecting as much as I can, protecting the people that are in my group, especially the people who in the Patreon that are new and may not fully understand like what's going on, or they may have not been through a cycle before. All right, I'm trying to get this stuff in order. Like I said, hopefully you guys are having a good morning. Been collecting some bags, accumulating. And it's time I see that. Let me pull this up for y'all. I'm getting there, y'all. I'm getting there. But I see that Bitcoin took a little tumble there just now, so down 2K. But I'm gonna talk along the lines of that today too. One of the important things to talk about. All right, let's just get started here. Don't have everything in the order that I want. It's gonna be a relaxed stream, I guess. We got some good information. I gotta stretch out. I told y'all, so I'm a little tangent, but I'm a gym rat. I told you guys, but for the last, I say 8 months, I've just been so focused on crypto that I haven't been working out like I should. And you just like basketball or any sport that you play before, you try to go back and do the exact thing that you did before. And I thought that I was taking it easy, but man, I came back sore. But I said I can never do that again for crypto or anything. I gotta have my gym time in the morning, my stretches, my working out, my lifting weights and stuff. Because man, I am sore right now. But that's life. Anyway, so on to this next story. So I saw a lot of people been talking about two things mainly on crypto social media today, and one of them, I'm not, I try to talk about what I know about and what I feel like I know about. Some people try to talk about everything to just because they want to hear their own opinion on stuff. But one of the main stories people been talking about is China buying up a lot of gold. Um, I didn't even have time to dig into it. I can't tell you why or whatever. But that's one of the main topics on social media today, as well as I've been talking about for the last 2 or 3 weeks, the Hong Kong ETFs coming, the Bitcoin spot ETFs coming. But some of the stuff I was reading this morning, and a lot of people also, China was just the main topic today. But a lot of people are saying how a lot of the people in mainland China will not have access to these ETFs, like the people in Hong Kong, because like a lot of people say, Hong Kong is China, but it ain't China. At the same time, it's just on this fence thing. But a lot of money is in Hong Kong, so a lot of those people will be investing in the Bitcoin ETFs. But as far as like the China, with the billions of people, A lot of the regular citizens or mainland China citizens, what I want to say, don't directly have access to these ETFs yet. And so a lot of people saying it's not going to be as much as people expecting when you factor in, the money that's coming in through the US ETFs or whatever. But once again, I still have to dig deeper into the story. It's just like it was what everybody was talking about this morning. So just want to bring that to your attention. Like I say on this channel all the time, it's of course you come to the channel or you join someone's Patreon because you feel like they have the alpha and the information. But I'll never try to fake like I have some information that I don't have. And I know just that's what people want out of life. They want to feel like the person they're listening to or talking to has all the answers. So therefore, because people know that simple psychology of human nature, they fake like they do. But I'm never going to be lying to y'all or faking something because you can always get caught in a lie too. So um, I'm not the most well versed on this the subject, but it pretty much is what it is. They won't have that access the same as people that are in Hong Kong or whatever. But I feel like it's eventually they're gonna have access to it. But yeah, that's just the news. You can dig into that if you want to. So a lot of people this morning have even been making jokes about the grayscale outflows because they were pretty big at one point for a long time, pretty much ever since the ETF's launch or whatever. But lately they've been kind of slow. I don't know why we just had to drop once again. I wish I knew why Bitcoin was dropping. It could just be regular profit taking, but that was it's a pretty sharp dip, but nothing to worry about. But these grayscale outflows are slowing down, so that can help the price of Bitcoin be pushed up. And let me put in my notes. I think I won't forget, but it's one main thing I want to talk about later. Do I have this on here? I kind of do. Okay, I got it right there. All right. I'm gonna talk about this later. As well. It's probably gonna be one of the main things I'll talk about. I don't know why I have it so early, but I'm just go ahead and knock it out. Grayscale announces their filings to submit for the Grayscale Ethereum mini trust. They just had the Bitcoin mini trust or whatever. Why do they call it a mini trust? I haven't even looked into that. Listen, there's too much altcoin news and stuff to keep up with. I do keep up with the macro, but lately it's just been a lot of stuff with altcoins. I'm trying to see when they're launching and see what to buy and stuff. This market is going to get so fast at a point where you won't be able to do all the stuff that you want to do, and you're going to have to move pretty fast. So I haven't been on this stuff as much as I wanted to be. But on top of that, this article is also saying at the same time says that I think I'm getting into this too early, but I'm gonna talk about it later. It's whatever. But it says the US SEC delays the Grayscale Spot Ethereum ETF, which is what a lot of people have been speculating on coming up in May. That's been kind of pushing the price up. And once again, I'm blowing through this because I'm gonna readdress it later and talk at it a little bit lengthier about some of the stuff that I've been looking at. We're here fast. All right, that's cool. That's cool. That's cool. Let me push this one down a little bit more. Um, so we talked about this story yesterday with Venezuela and saying how they were going to use Tether to bypass the U.S. sanctions. So let me just go ahead and talk about this one. I kind of briefly talked about this probably a couple of weeks ago. So Tether said that they will freeze wallets evading Venezuelan sanctions. Use of Tether has increased in Venezuela after the U.S. reimposed sanctions on oil exports. A Tether spokesman said that it will freeze addresses linked to evading sanctions. Reuters reported earlier this week that Venezuela oil company PDVSA was using USDT via intermediaries to bypass U.S. sanctions. Venezuela's original crypto project Petro was shut down earlier this year. Stablecoin issuer Tether said that it will freeze wallets that are using USDT to evade sanctions on oil exports in Venezuela. The decision comes after Reuters reported that Venezuela's state-run oil companies and PDVSA increased its use of Tether after the U.S. reimposed sanctions on oil exports. The firm froze 41 wallets tied to U.S. Treasury Department's Office of Foreign Assets Control. Excuse me. Especially designated nationals listed in December. Pretty much that's the whole thing. But so I'm talking about this, but I'm gonna talk about something that I kind of briefly touched on before. So listen, this is just the world we live in, right? And so a lot of people always ask me the question of like, so how are you taking profits? Maybe you haven't been through a bull run before, maybe you have and you didn't take profits last cycle, whatever. And so people ask me this question. And along with this question, it also comes the fact that yes, Tether can freeze your wallet. They should only be doing this if you're doing something illegal, or if you did some kind of scam or whatever, you exploited some protocol, or you stole some funds or whatever. But yes, Tether does have the power to freeze your account and stable coins. So I always say to people, and I'll talk about this more at length later in the cycle. I always take my profits mainly. A lot of people gonna think this is weird, but mainly in USDC because we do have a little bit more friendliness around USDC in the states. So USDC, then USDT. We'll probably definitely hold some in Bitcoin. I know that's not what y'all want to hear because y'all DJs or whatever. But it moves the least. It's going to be around longer, and then the dreaded one, I will have probably very few, but I probably will have some in cash. I know I always talk about having all my profits in stable coins or whatever, but for the majority part, I feel like at least probably 90% will still be in crypto. We'll see how that goes. But you do want to split up how you hold your profits and stuff like that and how you're holding your stuff because, this could happen. But if you're not doing anything illegal, you should be fine because I know that's what a lot of people are leery about CBDCs for because, the government can freeze your funds and take the funds whenever they want to. So that's why a lot of people say, they don't want a CBDC. And I really don't either, to be honest. But, all of them can do it until we get some more regulation on this stuff and really know how stuff is going to move. This is how you got to move, even I hear a lot of people even saying now to not hold your value in real estate because it can tie you down, but you just got to spread your wealth out. You got to, just like you diversify your altcoins, you got to diversify your portfolio as far as how you're holding your wealth or whatever. So it may be some be in real estate, some be in stable coins and crypto, some will be in maybe you'll have some in stocks, maybe some in Bitcoin. So you just got to diversify, and I'll talk about that at length in a better put together way later on. I don't want to talk about this one yet either. Let me move this down. Let me just go ahead and knock this one out. This is nothing big. Let me pull up a graphic for you. So it's, wait a minute. Sorry, y'all. I'm trying to open a window. So let me what I'm about to talk about is, this mouse is tripping. It's getting on my nerves. I'm almost there, y'all. All right, here we go. So it says only 10 days left until the unlocking of numerous SUI coins. Are you considering purchasing SUI now or holding off until the unlock? What I will say about this now, I usually try not to talk about these unless it's humongous. But if I'm not mistaken, this is just like, let me pull this chart up. This is just like, if you've been watching the channels for weeks, this is just like what we were dealing with. Remember when Arbitrum had that unlock, and I said usually I don't talk about this stuff unless it's a big one or whatever. But just like the Arbitrum one, I think it was about as equal to what the market cap was at the time. It's a pretty big unlock. What is the percentage on this unlock? Let me see if I can. I'm supposed to look this up. Oh, was it today? Was the unlock today? Now there's another unlock coming up. I think it's supposed to be 20% unlock, which is worth 2.7 billion? So that could be a pretty big unlock. And I don't know if you can see that the price has already been kind of falling already for people getting ready for it. Yeah, if you're holding SUI, like I said, I think this is one of the ones that'll do well this cycle. But last I checked, they were at about 1.8 billion, almost close to 2 billion. As you see, the price was up. It was about $1.45, but it's down below $1.30 now. And this could continue falling. I should have did. I saw the article and I should have did better research on it. But like I said, I think it's about, the unlock is supposed to be, just a minute. So that one is, I'm looking, y'all. Yeah. Yeah, it's a pretty big unlock coming up. So yeah, just look into that and stuff. You can dig into that yourself if you're holding Sui. I'm not able to do it the research I want to do right now. But yeah, so just like the whole Arbitrum, Arbitrum was at it was at like 220, I think, and then it dropped to like maybe 130 at a time. Let me see where it's at now. Like I said, I mean, I don't try to trade, but when you kind of know something like this is coming, you kind of got it. Yeah, so Arbitrum was trading. If this thing will go ahead and pull up, I don't know what's going on. Arbitrum was trading at about 220 at one point or something like that, and now it's down to $1.15. So, just take that into account. You can look into that some more and just be aware of what's going on. I don't even, this one is talking about Solana is just congestion is solved. Even though I'm bullish on Solana, I didn't get to really dig into that one as much as I wanted to. I told you these stories are out of order, but we're getting there. So this one's actually old news or whatever, but some of y'all, but I really don't. I think a lot of you said the same thing. I really don't like what some of the Pepe devs did. It's pretty much was still bear market when they did this, the little move they did, and it really kind of messed up Pepe's run. But it did just run the other day because Coinbase launched the perpetuals on futures on Pepe. So maybe Pepe will have a resurgence. To be honest, I really can't tell you. I just know, even though it seemed like a blue chip, a meme coin at the time is going to do well, I don't know. For one, meme coins are running different this cycle as a whole. Because a lot of people just, they run them up to 1 billion and they're taking profits and they moving on to the next one. I mean, it's really like a musical chairs casino. So, you got to do with that information what you will, but whatever. Now, this one is kind of dope. I really like. I always talk about. I don't know if you were here last cycle, you know what 1inch is, and it's like a Dex aggregator versus like most dexes. You go in there and you just like Uniswap. You're just using Uniswap or whatever the fees is on Uniswap. But 1inch it's an aggregator, so it goes across the different dexes and liquidity pools or whatever and finds the cheapest price for you, which is the same thing with Jupiter is. It's a Dex aggregator, but now they acquired Ultimate Wallet to drive their mobile expansion. It says Jupiter, the Solana-based decentralized exchange Dex aggregator, revealed its acquisition of self-custody crypto wallet firm Ultimate Wallet on Tuesday. In an announcement, Jupiter stated that its mobile initiative to onboard tens of millions of users is beginning and is set to enter beta testing in May. The acquisition of Ultimate Wallet aligns with Jupiter's mobile strategy as the company aims to leverage the expertise and technology of Ultimate Wallet to enhance its own mobile offering. Ultimate Wallet also confirmed the acquisition on X, stating that Jupiter, recognized as Solana's leading exchange, has taken over their mobile team. They assure users that their funds are safe and that they can continue using the mobile wallet normally until May 22nd on 2024, when the current Ultimate app will sunset. Jupiter's move to acquire Ultimate Wallet signifies its commitment to expanding its reach, improving the user experience for mobile users by integrating the capabilities of Ultimate Wallet's DeFi mobile app. Jupiter aims to accelerate the development of Jupiter Mobile, its mobile platform. Solana, known for its throughput and low fees, has witnessed significant growth in decentralized finance space. Jupiter's acquisition of Ultimate Wallet positions the DEX aggregator to tap into this growing market and attract a broader user base by offering a seamless and user-friendly mobile experience. So I think this is dope for Jupiter because even though I have Phantom Wallet, I think everybody should. Still swapping inside Phantom Wallet is not the best experience, and to be honest, a lot of the tokens you still can't reach even when you try to put the contract address in the Phantom Wallet. Like trying to swap directly in Phantom Wallet. I'm not talking about when you connect it to Radium and everything. So the fact that Jupiter is going to integrate with his wallet is pretty bullish. So I still love Phantom Wallet. I'm not dogging them anything, but they got a lot of people coming for them right now. Like it just got to integrate into the Coinbase wallet, and they still haven't even launched their what is it called, the smart wallet or whatever, which I'm pretty sure they're going to have it over there too. So Phantom's going to have some competition, like I said, especially with Jupiter already being a aggregator, and it can pull prices from anywhere and really pull any token in that it wants. So that's going to be kind of bullish for them. Coinbase dunks on traditional. This is dope. I probably should have saved this later, but whatever. Coinbase dunks on traditional payment methods and $15 million NBA ad spend. Let me say this once again. Not trying to say I told you so, but this is what I was telling y'all the other day. And I think I was talking about like Beyonce. It's not even say I'm not saying nothing bad about Beyonce or whatever. I'm not a Beyonce hater, so I don't know if I'm not in the Beehive or whatever. But what I was trying to say is a lot of people don't realize, like me working in entertainment, music, and film, once you start doing certain deals, you just start to realize like, oh no, you got to pay for this. Nobody cares that your album was number one. I think some of y'all think like, well, the album was number one, so they're gonna post it. Like, no, you still you still got to pay if you want them to talk about it. They just not throwing ads out there saying blah blah blah. I got the number one album. You know, your promotion team is still paying for it. Like you can have a number one album and nobody's going to talk about it if you don't pay up. So anyway, I was talking about how they had all these paid campaigns to bash NFTs, and maybe to some of y'all that sounds weird. If you haven't been in this like entertainment space and see how this stuff is done with PR, it's gonna sound like a conspiracy theory to you. But this is just how stuff works. But anyway, so Coinbase is now they have an ad campaign, $15 million NBA ad spend. Coinbase is launching a $15 million TV ad campaign that aims to tout the merits of using cryptocurrency in a language that sports fans can understand: pizza. Fox Business has learned that the U.S. largest crypto exchange is set to run 3 separate commercials across 4 channels, airing during the NBA playoffs starting Wednesday. The idea behind the commercial news, excuse me, the idea behind the commercials, news of which hasn't been reported yet, is to underscore how complex and expensive traditional payment methods are compared to crypto, which is settled almost instantly and cuts out the so-called middleman like banks and payment service providers. We're under the illusion that when we use credit cards or Venmo, things are happening instantly, but they're actually just part of a very complex plumbing that's masked by a digital interface, said Coinbase Chief Policy Officer Fayyar Shahzad. To demonstrate the complex plumbing, the tongue-in-cheek ad shows the process of pizza pie would go through if it was money in today's system. The commercial begins with the pizza going through several approval authorization stages. The narrator is heard saying, "If pizza worked like this, you wouldn't like pizza." The commercial follows with the pie through more stages, mimicking the typical credit card transaction. Several different people take bites and slices from the pie, symbolizing the middleman that want to take a proverbial slice of the pie. The narrator says that this is pretty much what happens to your money whenever you spend it or you send it. Finally, the pizza goes through a door marked surcharge to indicate the credit card fees customers pay on their transactions. Credit card swipe fees cost the average family over $1,000 in higher prices in 2022, up from $900 in 2021, according to Merchants Payment Coalition. The commercial ends with the pie getting picked up by a delivery boy who turns to the cameraman and says, "We deserve a better system, easier, simpler, faster. That's how crypto works." I don't need to read the rest of that, but this is just showing, like, this is really bullish. I probably should have saved this to last. That's why I keep saying there's going to be so many things coming out that will make you realize you were just like the first users of the internet. Like I keep saying, all your family member friends are saying you're stupid or whatever. When they start seeing this in NBA commercials and all the commercials that are about to come out over the cycle that we know as a crypto cycle, they don't know anything about it. They're going to realize how late they are to crypto or whatever. So I think this is a dope. I haven't even seen the ad yet. I don't know if they aired it anywhere on social media, but even for y'all that is just here to make money, you're bullish on crypto. I don't think y'all realize how much we're going to actually be using this, and it's not just going to be to make money on meme coins and even to make money on Solana and layer ones. That is really going to be integrated into our real life. So this is some pretty dope news, and I think I'm about to get to my main stuff here. So yeah. So let me read this very bullish news here, y'all. So Solana makes waves as BlackRock, Fidelity, and more submit for a spot Solana ETF. Did y'all hear this news? It's crazy. I'm telling y'all, Solana's a big dog in the space. And everyone wants Solana because it's one of the best techs out there. It's one of the best layer ones. It's fast, it's cheap. A lot of people like it. Except this news isn't true. So I bring this up to say, because I know a lot of people think I'm just talking about projects that I'm not invested in, but this is what's going to continue to happen. And if you're in the echo chamber during the crypto cycle, this is what will happen to you. Like, I'm bullish on Solana. So if you're bullish on Solana and you see the Solana news, like, what, BlackRock and Fidelity are, they submitted for a spot ETF, you're going to start buying up Solana, even though you probably already hold a lot of it. You're going to start buying it up, and then you're going to find out it's fake news. This junk is going to happen. I'm trying to tell you, it's going to happen so much this cycle. Some of y'all came in last cycle and y'all don't even remember, because I will say a lot of people, they even admit y'all came in at the end of the cycle. Like, you probably came in like March, April, May of 2021, not knowing the cycle was about to end in late 2021. Or some of y'all say y'all came in the fall and winter. Like, y'all came in November, December 2021. So you didn't go through a cycle to see all this false news. Actually, let me pull up one. I should have dramatized that a little bit more, but I ain't want y'all to start FOMOing into Solana, so I had to let you know quickly that it was fake news. But so I can't, be honest, I can't even remember, but it was a couple that I was holding last cycle. It was like, Solana, Elrond, which is multiverse. What is the new name of Elrond? Multiverse X chain, whatever it is. EOS, but I'm gonna show you all this. So I can't remember what the news was, but it was this crazy news that came out around about EOS last cycle, and then people went crazy, right? You saw this spike up on EOS around April, right? And so that's when a lot of people started buying in around the March, April. They were buying EOS. Some of y'all probably don't even know what it is. But then you see it went straight down, and it never came back for the rest of the cycle. And people were holding. I remember people talking about EOS for the look at this, y'all. This is from March to April, and it's just trickling down, trickling down, trickling down, trickling down. Now, most stuff kind of fell around that. I think it was around May 15th, 18th, 20th, somewhere around the second, third week of May 2021. A lot of stuff did fall because it was that, sell a man, walk away, which I'm gonna talk about in a minute too. I almost forgot. But this wasn't, it fell before we even got there, and it never recovered. So a lot of people were buying like EOS at that top when it was like probably like $10, I think it was. Yeah. So a lot of people started buying EOS at $10 because we had this bullish news that really wasn't anything, and then they got wrecked. So if you're in the Patreon, you already know where I'm going next with this. So I already gave you the fake Solana story or whatever. I just, told you a story about how EOS got wrecked, and I'm showing you on stream what this thing went down to. I mean, before it was back down to $2, but by the time it was back down to $2 by the time, like when everything was falling in, November, December when it started falling. But the thing that wrecked people, let me say this too, the thing that wrecked people with EOS is because people were saying it's a bigger market cap. This is it's a more solid play. It's low risk. So because people saw it as low risk, we're not talking about people like maybe some of you or me that may have, you said, oh, EOS got this bullish news. Let me go ahead and throw, $500 and $1,000, maybe even $5,000. No, that's not what we're talking about. Because it was low risk, people were dumping like 200 grand, 500 grand in EOS when it hit $10 or whatever. And then so imagine you throw 500 grand and it just goes back down to 100 grand, and then it never recovers. Mind you, like I said, this is before the end of the cycle. Maybe they could have put it in something else and got some more returns on it. But most of these people, based on this news, they were diamond handed in EOS, and they was just like, I'm not letting this go or whatever. So imagine you threw 500 grand in EOS or whatever. Now, you threw it in at $10 and now it's 84 cents. And so, so when you see news like this, you gotta kind of, sometimes you're gonna have to do some fast digging. Or the thing I keep saying is already be in position. I'm not a channel or person who chases pumps. I'm not gonna see some bullish news and just like, I'm gonna jump into that. Either I was sitting and get it already. I'm going on a tangent here in a minute. Either I was already in position and sitting in that position, and I'm gonna catch that wave up. Like I always use the surfboard. Like when expert surfers, they sit on their board on the flat water and they wait for the wave to come to them. Dumb surfers are people with thrill issues try to jump right into the wave as the wave is coming. Like you want to be already there before the wave comes. And I'm also use this analogy just to go on a tangent here a little bit. What happens with some people in this space is, I'm trying to make this simple. You'll be holding a project that's got good metrics, good stuff behind it, but you're too impatient to wait for the pump. This is traditional, just human psychology. So you bought something, Maybe you bought it at a dollar. I always use a dollar. Y'all should be used to that. So you buy it at a dollar. Maybe it only went up to $1.10. Maybe it retraced to 60 cents, right? So you bought it at a dollar, and then you will hear some news about a new project that came out, even if it's a project. Just say this is all Zoe's picks. This is all Zoe's picks. You got all these picks from Zoe. So Zoe told you about this project. It either went up 10% or it fell 30%. You like, man, this thing ain't moving. New project comes out. You're like, I'm about to dump this bag over here to jump in this new hot project. But the thing is, you caught it as it was going up, right? So as it was going up, you caught it. Let's say you made 30% on it. You're going to be feeling cool about that versus steady stacking. Maybe you put $100 in that position that went down 50%, right? And now you're down to $50. Go ahead and put another $50 in there. Now you at $100 at the new price. So when it goes back to your regular price, you got $200 of that. Some of y'all are not used to doing that. You're just like, well, this one ain't moving. I'm gonna go jump in this one. That one that's not moving could end up taking off, and you get a 400% gain versus the 40% gain that you got off something just because it was hot at the time. It was the narrative of the week, or everybody's talking about it, or even if Zoe's super bullish on it. Try to still hold some of those old positions if you still have conviction, but some of y'all can't hold conviction. Y'all just be jumping back and forth. Y'all just wishy-washy. So hold some of the position of the one you've been holding. Maybe it hasn't been forming. Maybe take a little out of there and put it into this new play. But hopefully, you do have a job where you got income coming in every week or every 2 weeks. And so you can DCA into the new holes or whatever. But sometimes y'all just jump from project to project, and it's really not the way you're going to make money in this market. I went on a tangent for a minute, but to the main one that I'm getting to. I haven't cleared this up as much as I want to, but from what I can see from small statements that people have gotten that they say were from BlackRock, and simply everybody on Twitter and Reddit and all the places I look. So HBAR put out this news, and so that's what I'm saying. It's the wording of the stuff. And mind you, I already used the Solana example, whatever, because people was trying to make fun, make jokes about it. And then people did the same thing. Like, I told you Solana was good. Mind you, I'm bullish on Solana. I hold it. But people's already, they was ready for it. Like, I told you Solana was good. BlackRock about to, and it's like, they didn't even dig and see if the news was true about Solana. They just was like, BlackRock is buying Solana, and they just went with it. And it wasn't even true. It's false news. It's just, But so what I will say about this article is, so what I said, what happened is, RCAX or whatever, they, they put it on Hedera, but it's not like I said, I was saying in the group, people are making like it's like Ondo. BlackRock is Ondo. That's a real partnership, but it's not the same with Hedera. It just means they put it on chain, on Hedera. But this guy explains a little bit better, and like everybody's, because everybody got his concept. But he says, it's getting tiresome. To be clear, BlackRock, the actual institution, did not select HBAR for tokenizing a fund of theirs. BlackRock had no involvement whatsoever and has no connection to the protocol. What did happen was HBAR project through secondary market tokenized, excuse me, let me say that a little better. What did happen was HBAR and HBAR, I'm sorry, the way they wrote it, and HBAR project through the secondary market tokenized shares of BlackRock fund. Much like I can buy a Rolex, take a pic, and post it on my X account, doesn't mean Rolex and I partner with me. This kind of misleading marketing pumped my. Wait a minute. I can read, y'all. I know y'all probably think I can't read. I just be trying to read too fast. Yeah, it's the way he worded it too. Sorry. What he's trying to say is this kind of misleading marketing pumped my token pieces are gross. He should have punctuated that. But HBAR pumped 35% based on a non-event. Guess who got wrecked in a few days as insiders take profits. Sorry about the poor reading. That my lady, she began on me about my reading because she's an excellent reader. But I got lights in my eyes. Y'all don't realize it's not as easy like as y'all think it is. I can read though. I'm not illiterate. But pretty much what I say is not saying this can't be bullish news for HBAR, but you got to realize the way people word stuff, so they sensationalize it, and they really did try to present this like they had a actual BlackRock partnership. You know what I'm saying? So it made people FOMO into it, but it's not actually what they tried to make it seem like. This is not me trying to FUD H-bar, but like I said, I brought up earlier, even the Solana news that people put out, and then people FOMO'd into Solana, but it was fake news. The same as, I don't want to say the EOS news was fake last cycle, but what became of it? Like nothing. And then people got dumped on because, as I've been saying for the last couple of weeks, um, you got to realize people are going to try to pump these bigger market caps that they're holding from last cycle because they have all their tokens vested, and they're going to use you as exit liquidity. So they're going to pull out some bullish news so they can make a quick 40% gain. Mind you, their 40% gain is probably not yours. If you got $5,000 in it, your little $5,000, you make a 40% gain. You make, what, $2,000. That's not the same as theirs. Who they probably holding $1 million in this. They get a 40% gain. They got another 400,000 to play with. So I got to look deeper into this, but what I will say, I can say at face value, it is not how they presented it. They knew how they were wording this to make it seem like it was something that it wasn't. So they can, like I said, they can make a quick $400,000 or $800,000. It's not the same as what you're making. That's money for them. You can take that $800,000 and put it in something else. And as you can see, what people will present this as is, people found out what Zoe found out. They found out the news wasn't as it seemed, and they dumped it. It was no day. This was not retail. This was them saying, "Hey, when we about to put this news out, we about to pump H bar up." That's them taking the profits. That's the insiders taking the profit. And they always try to make you think it's retail. No, it is usually not us, because retail is still happy as crap. I see everybody making a pay. I told you. I've been telling you about H bar. Y'all didn't believe me. And then you looking at the market. You looking at the price. Let me see what the price is going now. Mind you, retail is still going to do what they're going to do or whatever. But what I will say is, like I said, they did that little dump or whatever. Trust and believe that was insiders taking profits. And if it did begin to pump back up, that's still retail just finding out the news late that they're still being presented as this is like bullish news or whatever. So I made the title of this or the thumbnail title of this live that for a reason. Like, realize, are you getting played with in this market? There's so many games that people can play in this market. I'm gonna get to that in a minute. Let me mark this right here. But there's so many games that get played in this market. So yeah, so you get excited. H bar was at 8 cents or was 9 cents or something like that. Then it pumps up and does almost 100% immediately, right? So you dope. You immediately jumping on your YouTube, telling people how they didn't know what they was talking about, how you H bar holding for life. I saw one dude was like, "I'm holding H bar to the end of time." Good luck with that guy. But listen, H bar is a B2B play. They're business to business. They're not really for retail investors. So you can see that as bullish. And you can say, hey, this is an institutional chain. They're probably going to make a lot of partnerships with institutional plays. So this is not me saying like, "Yo, H bar trash." I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is like, and I saw a lot of people saying this on Twitter. They like, H bar has had a lot of news, y'all, but not much on the fundamental side. So not saying you can't make money with H bar. Not saying it's trash, but this is not just to talk about H bar. It's just with all the projects. I even use Solana as an example. Like when I saw that, I saw a lot of people talking about it and posting around Twitter about Solana being bought by BlackRock. I mean, like, it just happened. So I'm gonna go look around for when I'm already holding enough. I'm gonna go look around and see, all right, how true is this information? Like, and I can immediately see, you can find it pretty fast if it's on the Forbes website or not, if it's true or not. And then you find out, okay, this news is not true. So don't FOMO into it. But not everybody's gonna do that. Some of y'all gonna feel like you missing the bandwagon. Y'all got this. Y'all gotta get a dopamine fix. You gotta gamble real quick. I gotta see a 10%. Some of y'all can't weather the storm of seeing your portfolio sit still or even retrace for 30% and sit at say if your portfolio was at 100,000. Some of y'all can't sit and watch it be 70,000 for 3 months because you're like, man, this thing not moving. I'm down. I must not be in good plays. I must not know what I'm doing. But you gotta hold on. You can't be chasing these little pumps. And a lot of I'm like, y'all gonna act like y'all didn't get dumped on, but you got dumped on, because I even tracked some people on Twitter. It was like, I'm buying even more now. Some of them some of them lying because they want you to buy, but some of the people was dead serious. Like, I'm about to dump another 10K in H bar. And when they said that, I guarantee you that H bar was at 17 cents and that was retraced. Once again, it's not me trying to FUD it, not saying it can't go back up. I'm just trying to say, overall, check for the news and see if the news is true before you FOMO, and see how much of validity that it has, before you just like, go crazy. Once again, I see bullish news on some of the bags I hold, but I still don't immediately start talking about them and go to the Patreon and be like, posting it in the Patreon and telling people about it. So I got to check and see if it's true. And sometimes it can be true, and sometimes it's just not the most bullish. It's not the most bullish news. It's just like, all right, cool, that's cool. Y'all still developing, that's cool. All right, we'll see what happens. But so a lot of people got wrecked. And I'm hoping this is not an EOS situation. That's the 7-day chart on it. Like I said, H bar does have some institutional. They do have some institutional partnerships, and a lot of institutions do like H bar. So that's the good that you can see in H bar. But a lot of retail is not big on it. But they said they got some developments coming that are going to make retail come over. But I just don't feel like they're really good at marketing the retail. I feel like they should stick to what they're good at. Y'all good at doing business to business stuff, attracting institutional investors. Maybe they can get some bigger partnerships and stuff with like BlackRocks and people like that later on. But as of right now, I'm not saying it's a nothing burger, but they really over sensationalize this. And so y'all got to realize this ain't the first time. I'm going to tell you too. Let me say it this way, especially towards the end of the cycle. If you're paying attention, if you use your critical thinking, you should know this is going to happen. Listen to me. Even for the projects that we hold, even for the projects that I have told you about in the Patreon, even for the projects that I have put for buy alerts in the Patreon, near the end of the cycle, trust me, it's going to be stuff they're going to be announcing. And you're going to be like, what? You got a partnership with Walt Disney or something? Like, it's going to be crazy. And then y'all going to be like, I'm going to buy more, or the price is going to pump. And you got to realize, think again, we're probably going to be near the end of the cycle. You probably should have already taken your profits, and y'all going to FOMO into the news. Like, don't fall for this stuff. So this is not me. I'm not talking about this just to dump on H bar. I'm saying across the market, across every project. Every project is going to do, not every project, but most projects are going to do this, whether it's the projects doing it or it's people that have influence in the space that hold the project. They're going to try to put out this type of news to pump different projects. And you just got to be, you got to have self-discipline to not fall into the FOMO. Which one of these I want to talk about? These last, I got a lot of stuff on HBAR that I hit up here, but I don't need to talk about the rest of that. Let me talk about these last two. Well, I got some over here that I'm going to talk about. No, I'll talk about that last. So this is, they didn't word it the best way. And I know sometimes I don't word stuff the best way, but pretty much what this person is saying, I'm just summing up. It's saying, this is the best traders I have known in my half century, 50 years of trading futures markets are sincerely interested in what the people on the other side of their bets think. So I know he's talking about futures and stuff like that, but I want to talk about just projects as a whole. And this is something I said before. This is including me. Sometimes you can be bullish on a project. And I tell people this in the Patreon all the time. They say, Zoe, what do you think this project can do? Which one you think is better? Which one you think is going to bring the most returns? I say all the times, I found the bullish stuff on this project that I like. That's why I presented it to you, whether it be the backers, the VCs, the development, the team behind the project, how bullish I think it is. But I also got to realize that the fundamentals of a project, it does depend on marketing. It does depend on VCs. It depends on what they do. It depends on the development. But most of all, it depends on how the rest of the market perceives this project, how the rest of the market is feeling on the project. You can be the most bullish on this project and nobody else could care. So, and sometimes you can look at a project and be like, that's kind of whack. But then the rest of the market likes it. Most of the times it's because they got in early and they built a community that can push this project. Or it could be a number of reasons, but it's all about how other people's perspective is on a project. So that's something you always got to consider. Another thing you got to consider before I get into the next part that's important to hear is it says, before I invest in anything, I ask myself, how is this different than the competition? Like, so can this be better? Can this be seen as better than the competition? What are the upcoming catalysts that can drive the price up? What drives the demand for the token? Why would other people buy this after me? How does this fit in my portfolio? Like, this is all the stuff that you have to ask, to decide whether a project is going to pump or not. You can't just be like, I like it because it's got a cool picture or whatever. You got to think about all the stuff in addition to what I was saying about the different perspectives. This one, okay, this is back along the line. Let me go back over the Bitcoin price because I know that's what y'all want to watch. So this is back along the lines of, like I said, are people playing tricks on you in the crypto market? So one thing, I'm not even going to say who. I ain't gonna be petty. But I watched the space. I'm in Discords, I'm in Telegrams, I'm on Twitter, I'm on Reddit. I watch other people's channels. I watch quite a few other channels myself. And I know like when people have channels, they just try to be like, oh, just watch my channel. I'm the only channel with all the information. For one, like I have to keep telling you, I'm not in this to grow this channel to astronomical numbers. I'm here to make money, help my family out, help the people in the Patreon. But so I'm always watching people's channels and I'm paying attention deeply. And so this one particular person, I mentioned this not more than 2 weeks ago, might have been 3 weeks ago. But this particular person with a lot of influence said, I am dumping all of this certain altcoin. They said, I'm dumping it all. I've sold it all. I'm not holding it for the cycle. Then this morning, well, I shouldn't have said that. But then today, then recently, I should say, then recently, they said, I got a huge bag of this project. And so this is what I keep telling y'all along the lines of the trickery between the fake news and the over sensationalized news is a lot of these people are traders. So they know if they say they sold their whole bag, you're going to sell your whole bag because they might be short in this project, right? But then if they want to long it and they feel like the market is bullish and altcoins about to go up, they're going to tell you, I got a huge bag of this. I'm about to buy a whole lot of it. Because I know clear as day, 1000%. I heard this person say, I sold my entire bag of this project. I do not hold this project anymore. But today they said they got a huge bag of it. So listen, y'all got to pay attention to the trickery. Always have your ears open and listen to what people are saying. I know sometimes y'all watch, especially my lady, she was getting on me bad about my reading. Like I said, I can read, y'all. I got lights in my face, and sometimes I'm trying to read too fast, and sometimes they don't punctuate their sentences correctly, and I'm trying to read too fast, so I fumble over my words. But when you're watching people's, whether it's their live or their videos, you got to pay attention to everything they're saying because you might miss something. But I be paying attention to everything. I be tuned in, and I was just like, wow, you just told us you sold all of this, but now you're saying you got a huge bag of it. So y'all got to pay attention to that stuff. So now this is one. Now this is gonna sound like I said. Some of this stuff we're gonna talk about every day. We're gonna talk about it every week. So I told y'all. I feel like I still stand by it. But I told y'all that I'm trying to, except for some of the projects that I may be trying to get now, I'm trying to hold my dry powder for the whole, sell in May and walk away, sell in May and go away. People say it so many different ways. And so my take was that I feel like, once again, I keep saying I feel like, I'm not trying to be a prediction artist here or tell the future. But I feel like people are trying to do a quick pump this last week of the month. And it might go into the first 2 weeks of May, I'm gonna be honest. But I feel like it's still going to be that sell in May and walk away. And like I said, what I attributed it to is, May is when kids are getting out of school. Your high schoolers, your middle schoolers, your kids, whatever their kids, are getting out of school, and people may want to take that first vacation for the summer or whatever, and they're usually taking profits. I know people call it sell in May and walk away, but nobody ever says why. And I said this yesterday. And so those first 2 weeks, it probably could even still pump up, and people are going to pump it up because they're traders, and I feel like it's going to be a sell event. So pay attention to all this. So it's going to get kind of two sides of my mouth, as people say, or contradicting. But I think that's also why people were speculating about the ETH ETFs in May, because they wanted to use the Ethereum ETFs in May to pump the market. Like, hey man, we're pumping up towards these Ethereum ETFs that are going to get approved in May. But that's why I keep saying I don't think they're going to get approved, because I feel like they're like the post was just saying, what are the catalysts for different things to pump? I feel like they're using the Ethereum ETF as a catalyst to pump the market the end of this month, beginning of May, just so they can sell that maybe 40 or whatever percentage profits that they got and have a sell off at the end of May. So as I was talking to one of my friends this morning that's been in the space, and I do respect him a lot, I to bring validation to this point of view, I got to go back. I can't even do it on stream. I got to go back after the stream, and I got to look at multiple projects. According to them, and I do respect their opinion, I feel like they know the space as well as I do. They said every presidential year or every year they're having that sell in May they said it doesn't take place. They said usually the market pumps in May. I don't remember it like that. I don't. I feel like I always remember the sale in May and walk away and being able to buy at good prices in May. I got to go back and research this. So, like I said, I will. If I'm wrong, I will say I'm wrong. But I'd rather bring it to you guys on the channel and the Patreon and say that, hey, this is a perspective that you yourself and I got to go look into to make sure we're looking at this the right way. But I do say that I really never try to predict the market. I do try to just buy at good prices. But sometimes events like that, you do got to kind of take in consideration if you're going to get a good buying opportunity. So right now I'm on the fence. I don't know which one is going to be. I do remember it always being sell in May and walk away and the prices plummeting and getting the chance to buy back better. But what I will say is to y'all, I keep saying doesn't mean that I would sell my bags and try to buy them back later. I would hold my bags and then I would try to see if I can get some dry powder or a check from work or whatever and then buy some more. Because you never know what's going to happen. The cycle is different. And according to them, they say every presidential year, May is not bearish. I got to go look at that. It's not quite how I remember it, but I got to go look at that. But I will say, you just got to realize if people are trying to pump you up to trade on top of your head and or dump on top of your head. I think I covered all that up. I don't know. And I think like the news we read this morning, I think the SEC did delay the Ethereum ETF. But this is stuff we got to revisit every day, every hour, every week, as much as we can to make sure that we're looking at stuff the correct way. Oh, wow. I actually went 50. I thought this was short. I guess it wasn't. I'll just be talking. But yeah, this is stuff you gotta kind of consider. But like I said, it doesn't mean to sell your whole bags and then try to like say if you got, $5,000 worth of a token or whatever. And you're like, well, this is gonna be selling May. I'm gonna sell this whole 5,000 bag and then buy back cheaper. The price could go up. You never know. I got my eye on about a couple projects right now. I'm trying to see, literally right now, trying to see what they're gonna do. Trying to see what they're gonna do. Y'all probably know the main one. I wish it would stop doing that. Anyway, so yeah, that's you got to keep all this stuff in mind. Let me get to these comments, questions, and concerns, and all that good stuff. Bob said, yes, the crypto market is playing tricks on me. They're always gonna play the tricks, man. And like I said, I don't want people to think I was just, trying to talk bad about HBAR because the same thing would happen with Solana and people's really just a couple of people throwing it around like, see, I told you Solana the best. I think Solana's the best too, but I didn't go FOMO into some false news like, for and I don't even know. I mean, you can't really. Solana's a big market cap, so I don't even know if that even. Let me see. Did it move it? Let me see. Let me see. I can't really tell right now. Everything kind of falling. But yeah, false news could come out about any project. Y'all just gotta go check. You got time to check. I know y'all say, but it's moving fast. It's going up. And so what happens? It goes 100%, and then y'all think it's gonna go another 100%. No, they finna take those profits, man. HBAR is a big, and that's what Solana said. If something that big a market cap runs 100%, trust me, people taking profits, like because we not in peak bull market, so they're gonna take those profits on top of your head. Don't FOMO. As he said, good morning, Zoe. Or good morning, bro. Good morning, man. And listen, y'all. Like I was speaking with one of the members this morning. Like I said, I don't want y'all to think I'm talking bad about HMAR, trying to fudge your bags. Like I said in there, I don't want people in my group to FOMO and to over sensationalize news and get dumped on like this thing is done. Like it went up, and I saw people all over Twitter like, they're gonna do that to y'all. They've been holding it. Like I said, if you're already in position, you could be a part of the pump game, like they was doing. Like I'm telling y'all, it's about to run. It's about to run. It's about to go another 200%. I saw one guy. He was like, y'all just missed 60%. Don't miss the next 200% pump. And it's like it went down though. So don't please y'all. Don't FOMO. Don't be a part of people's exit liquidity. Don't do that. What we got here? As he said, do you think not much gain from investing in the HBAR, Matic, Phantom, and Link? Not the gains that I want. Like I said, my blue chips already got. HBAR could do decent. what I will say is we got more institutional investors. What is my screen doing? That's weird. Okay, so we got more institutional investors in this cycle. So HBAR could maybe to get some partnerships and do some stuff with that. Matic, I was bullish on a little bit more at the beginning of the cycle, but after Ryan left, it just hasn't been the same. Um, yeah, Matic hasn't been the same since Ryan left. Um, Once again, not the gains that I probably want. Matic has a lot of competition, as I keep saying on my streams. Every project can't hit 80 billion, 100 billion. If you started seeing most of these projects hit 100 billion, as I keep saying, it only means that Zoe is going to be wrong in a good way, and that much more money is flowing into the space, and the altcoins that we hold are really going to do some numbers. Phantom, I see a lot of people bullish on. I know Phantom do have some new developments. And I will say this: at this point in the cycle, I got a list of projects that I've been tracking for like a year or two that I'm either waiting to come out or I'm checking what's on the market. I really, this probably sounds weird, but I don't have time to be bullish on Phantom's new developments or what it probably possibly could do from here. Maybe it does do 15x or 20x from here. I don't know. It is down. See, you know what? I just noticed this. And listen, I only pulled this up because you asked about this. This is not me trying to do this. But what I will say is I remember that they were pumping it up, talking about this is what I'm talking about, y'all. They were pumping it up because they were talking about this new news. And I would say it would this happen. And I know, like I said, a lot of you question, like maybe Zoe doesn't have the alpha. Doesn't he know Phantom has new developments? Blah 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 blah. I'm not saying it doesn't. I'm not saying it won't be good. It sounds like it's pretty decent. It sounds like it speeds it up and blah blah blah. And it's going to be blazing fast and all that. But what I will say is, I keep saying more people have their test tokens vested out from Phantom, and they're holding more of their vested tokens now. So they're going to pump it up like they do the H bars, like they do the other projects. So what I didn't realize is that it's down 40% on the month. So when y'all were first asking me about Phantom, this is where it was at. And a lot of people that y'all know, I'm not going to say no names, but a lot of big influencers were trying to tell y'all was going to miss the developments on Phantom. You should jump into Phantom. Zoe was saying, like, man, Harry they did some stuff I didn't like last cycle. And Zoe said, I'm not going to mess with Phantom this cycle because of that. And so y'all, of course, I understand it. You shouldn't just take my point of view, but you say, hey, Zoe, man, I don't know. These bigger influencers saying that Phantom's got all this stuff going on. And if you got in there, you got dumped on 40%. It's down. Yeah, it's up 70% on the year, but it's down 30, 40% on the month. But Phantom is a little bit lower. Phantom has a pretty big community behind him. Maybe you can get a 20x out of Phantom. You can call it a low risk play. And this is not me, just because I see a lot of people saying don't invest in any old projects or projects from last cycle. I wouldn't say don't invest in any projects from last cycle, but just some of them are just not for me. You know what I mean? I can't say that Phantom sitting at 2 billion right now. I'm not going to tell you that it cannot run up to 40 billion and you can get a 20x. It probably could, but it's just not something I'm wanting to hold this cycle. Maybe the developments get even more bullish or more people jump on the Phantom. I will say they don't have a lot of dilution left because it's only, 88% of the tokens are in circulation. Maybe it is one of those that run up to 80 billion. I can't be right on everything, and I'm not trying to be, y'all. All I'm trying to do is make money. But it's not something that I would hold. HBAR, I wouldn't hold Phantom. Matic, I wouldn't Phantom. Link is the big Link. Everything uses Link. You got Link and you got some other ones. I'm not gonna say we still trying to collect some of these guys or whatever. Link is gonna be around for the long haul. I feel like unless somebody really just comes and does something, just blows them out the water. They got CCIP. They got a lot of stuff going on. But it's at 9 billion right now. So a 10x is 90 billion or near 100 billion. It's not something I'm looking to hold. It's not something I'm looking to hold. You keep coming on here shielding yourself. I don't know. It seemed decent, Mr. X, but yeah. Brandy said hit the like. I appreciate that, Brandy. What we got over here? We got as he says, Sui unlock is May 3rd. Yeah. It was still people gonna move on that news. And the thing is, it's probably going to happen around the move is probably really going to happen around May 5th or 6th. if it goes, because this is the same thing that happened with Arbitrum. So I don't know. I try not to tell people to trade, but I just try to bring the news so people know what's going on, and you can look into it deeper if you want to. But it would be good because I think Sui's going to perform well this cycle. To be honest, so if it goes even lower, that gives you more chance to get more X's. As I was saying earlier, I know a lot of people get, you get leery if you haven't been in a cycle before, and you're like, man, say you bought an altcoin and it retraces 50%, then that just gives you a chance to double up. As I said earlier, say if you put $1,000 at something when it was at $1, so you holding $1,000 worth of that token, but it retraces to 50%. I mean 50 cents or 50%, and now you only have $500 of your $1,000, and you're like, man, I lost $500. No, you didn't. You didn't lose $500 until you sell it. My tactic would be to put another $500 on top of that, and then I would have $1,000 at 50 cents versus $1,000 at $1. Therefore, when it gets back to $1, you got $2,000 at that market cap or at that valuation or whatever, and that you can double up your position or whatever. So, but I understand a lot of you probably frantic right now. Y'all don't know what the world is going on. This is not what you signed up for. You thought it was up only, but that's not how it works. It's not how it works at all. But like I said, if Sui does go down some more, that just gives you a chance to buy some more. So that's bullish to me, I guess. I know y'all see it as opposite, but to me, that's bullish. What you see is what you get. Says, I feel like I saw that video thumbnail talking about I'm dumping my entire bag. No, I don't think they did a thumbnail on it, but they definitely talked about it. Because like I said, I'm tuned in the whole. When I watch somebody's video stream, I'm tuned in the whole stream. And it was at a portion in the stream when they were talking about the new bags that they were holding for the cycle, and they was like, "Yeah, I dumped this bag and I no longer hold it. I sold it all." But then there was like, "I got a big bag of this." So I'm like, "Which one is it?" I know which one it is. It just means you trading. That's you holding it, you longing and shorting it. But like I said, people now I keep having to repeat this because some people are new to the channel, new to the space or whatever. They don't understand that people short and long the market and leverage, and some of them don't know anything about that. I have a couple of people in my group that, like this, they've never been in crypto. They've never did any kind of investments, real estate, stocks, anything. So they don't know about these different factors. So when they hear people say stuff, they actually believe it. Neo Gamp said, hello, nice to be first. 64K. Oh, you talking about Bitcoin? Where's it at now? Yes, it's on a little retrace. Maybe I'll find it. I mean, it could be whatever. That's why I said I wonder. Listen, we don't know. I really don't try to predict it. So we don't know if people are going to, because they know about the sale and walk away. We don't know if people are going to try to beat it to the punch and they're going to sell before May gets here. But like I said, usually, to be honest, I think it usually is like the second to third week of May when that starts. Because like I said, that's when kids are getting out of school. So either they might sell before May gets here, or what if they reverse it on us and the market pumps during May? I'm gonna be honest, I'm hoping that it just stays stagnant and retraces so I can buy at cheaper prices because I know where this thing is going. Some of y'all afraid when the prices fall. Somebody yesterday was like, I got this bag and I wanted to pump, and I kept saying, no, you don't. You wanted to retrace so you can buy some more. Y'all, a lot of people came in thinking this was gonna be a quick fix. You was gonna get a quick gamble. Some of y'all thought y'all was gonna get quick money to go to Paris or Cancun or wherever you thought you was going to vacation, and you thought you was going to come in this month, get a quick 10X and get your vacation money. I don't think you should treat the market like that. And as I keep saying, a lot of y'all are going to realize, and to be honest, some of y'all don't even care probably like I do. Some of y'all are just taking this as y'all coming into crypto market to gamble to see how quick you can make money. And so that's what you're looking for. Some of y'all won't even be phased if you don't make money this cycle. That's not me. I'm going to be phased. I'm gonna be yeah, but I'm gonna make money, so I'm gonna be ticked off if I don't. That's not even a scenario. But some of y'all just cool with scratching your gambling itch or whatever. But I would advise anybody in my group not to, just to wait, have patience and wait for some actual life changing wealth. Don't be trying to gamble it away on quick stuff, and stop getting afraid when you see prices falling. That you should definitely be happy about that. Neo Gamp said, keep it up, bro. I will be going now. All right. Which sees what you get said, traders be fun to watch, still something to learn from them, but you really got to be watchful when they're shilling, trading, shorting. Yeah, true that. I mean, because you can definitely learn from traders. You kind of got to know where the market is moving and stuff. And I say even when I'm trading and stuff, sometimes I do. I'm not when I'm trading. When I'm investing, I will look at the Bitcoin chart on a certain time frame and like see where it may be going or whatever, to kind of decide if I want to go ahead and buy now or buy the next morning or whatever. So yeah, you got to take all the stuff in consideration. But yeah, I think I covered all the stuff. Like, there's so many ways you can get tricked in this market. But like the bullish news, whether it's a project you're holding or not, even when it's a project that you're holding, make sure that news is true. And like I said, if you're holding the project, you should already be in position. So you shouldn't be needing to FOMO and to buy new stuff. And even when I put out buy alerts, I try to give people all the reasons to be bullish. Some of them I'm kind of like, I kind of hold back on for reasons y'all should know by now. But so it shouldn't be have to be later that because some influencer, like, be honest, most times the influencers don't even know what they're talking about. They just shilling either because they got some tokens or whatever. So you got to get that conviction early. As I keep saying, you got to get conviction early before other people start talking about it. Don't get conviction after, like, oh, now they talking about it. Now it makes me more bullish. I don't think there's been one project that I'm like that. Usually when I find a project, I have my conviction in it already. And when somebody else talk about it, I'm just like, yeah, whatever. Like, I'm not more bullish because I see a certain person talking about it. Maybe an inkling. I ain't gonna lie. I'm a human. I mean, but it's like 5 to 10%. But that doesn't like sway my entire judgment or whether I'm gonna buy more of a project or not. But anyway, that is that. Y'all gotta be careful. I know y'all don't probably not thinking this is as important information, but once you get in the cycle, please remember this. You're gonna start seeing news and remember where you are in the cycle. Remember to check and see if the news is correct. And most of all, just be in position before the news comes. Like, you shouldn't be FOMOing at the last minute, trying to catch 40%, or I'm sorry, being a crypto long term, 40 and 50, 40 and 100%, 100% don't even phase me really. 3 and 4 is cool. All right, cool. But like I keep saying, I'm like really feeling it. Once I get around 800% or 8x, whichever way you want to say it, then I'm kind of like, okay, then I'm kind of all right. Then now we moving. But other than that, I actually try to purposely get in projects early. Um, so I have time to wait for the pump because I know, okay, the pump is not coming for 3 to maybe 6 months. Some of y'all probably know, maybe I haven't said that clearly. Maybe some of y'all not used to that because y'all used to be in maybe these patrons, they're big and you don't realize it's an inorganic pump. It's the Patreon pumping up the token. So I might put out a play and it might sit for 3 or 4 months. That's what I want. I want to be extra early to it so I can keep accumulating. Some of y'all will buy it the first time and then you won't accumulate anymore because you're like, it ain't moving. So why should I buy it? If it's not performing, then I shouldn't be buying it. That's not how that works. It's not how it works. You should be buying it when it's not performing. So when it does perform, you have enough of it. But anyway, I'm gonna get off that soapbox and appreciate you guys coming and hanging out on the stream. If you are new to the channel, new to the space or whatever, if you want to join the Patreon, it is at patreon.com/cryptozo. You can hit the link in the comment section. I feel like, this is not trying to, be competitive, anything like that. Even though I'm a very competitive person, when it comes to this, it's not what it's about. Like I said, I feel like I do this. It's funny. I told one of my friends I was doing this, and it's funny because some of y'all talk about one thing that I do on the channel that y'all know that I do, and that's not even half the stuff that I do, and other people know me for. And so I told my friend, I was like, yeah, I started a little YouTube channel helping people with crypto. And to them, it's like, what? And I'm not trying to big myself up or be arrogant or nothing, but to them, it's the equivalent of Drake saying, I'm gonna drive to your house and teach you how to cook, bake cupcakes and stuff. And he's like, why are you doing that? And I was like, yeah, I just want to help other people out or whatever, because other people know me for other stuff. But as I said, my Patreon is like, as I said the other day, it's just for me, to like I said, I was like something good on my heaven transcript, whatever you want to call it. When I get to the pearly gates, it's like, you know what, that was dope, Zoe. You help other people make money in crypto, so get some badges on my little kindergarten cards they give you. They put little stickers and stars on there. So that's why I do it. I mean, not just for that. I do like helping people, but it's just something. It's something to do on the downtime. But like I said, a lot of people don't know how crazy the industry is right now, especially film. Music always been crazy. Y'all see the news that's coming out about that. But it's a little slow in filming TV. It's a little slow in music right now, on the production side or whatever. So not only that, I just want to focus on crypto, the cycle, to make some more money or whatever. So I just want to get to where the stuff I'm doing, whether it's music production, writing songs, or producing or whatever, that um, I'm owning all my rights. With his film stuff, I don't have to sell any rights. I don't have to, I can own everything that I do and stuff. Because a lot of times you want to stay connected to people and get the residuals or whatever and stuff. But I don't want any. If y'all knew how crazy these industries are that everybody swear they want to be in, y'all realize that you don't want to be tied to it. What I will say is, I'm going to get off the stream, but if y'all been paying attention, y'all probably don't realize why, but you see the Justin Biebers, the who else? They've been selling their rights and stuff, and to y'all, it's like that's stupid. The and I'm not trying to say this in a condescending way, but the mind that thinks is smart, that thinks it understands the industry that it doesn't think, you would say, everybody says it. They say the smart thing is to do is to hold your rights and hold your masters or whatever, so your children can eat off it, your grandchildren can eat off it. That sounds smart, right? And it kind of is smart, but more so back in the day. This industry is so messy now that people just like, I don't want no ties to the machine as itself and the monster that it is. And so Bieber said, you know what, I'll just sell my masters. I'll take the cut. And he's not the only one. Y'all see these people selling their masters in the last 2 to 3 years or whatever. So a lot of y'all think it's like all just glamour and glitz, but it's really not. So I'm doing this crypto thing, taking the money that I make from the entertainment industry, putting it into this so I can I can cut some of my ties. And both the film industry and the music industry are more. I was the term my grandmother would use and my mother would use is more demonic than y'all think it is. So more than just the news y'all been seeing recently. It's crazy. So trying to break my ties there. A lot of stuff I do, people think is cool, and that's cool and all. Um, but I just want to do my own thing. I don't want to have connections there. But anyway, I just went on a tangent. But that's why I do this stuff, and hopefully I can help some people out on the way. But if you want to join the Patreon, it's at patreon.com/cryptozoe. As I always say, I will close it off much faster than most people because I just want to help a few people. And now I'm gonna be out this thing. But appreciate you hanging out on the stream, and I'm gonna catch you.